In the waning years of the 19th century, a mysterious malaise cast its shadow over the African continent. It was a disease as old as the land itself, woven into the fabric of local legends and lore, known to the native people as the sleep of death. This is the story of David Bruce, a man of science who found himself at the crossroads of myth and medicine, and whose name became synonymous with a perplexing and deadly malady, the African sleeping sickness. David Bruce's journey to the heart of Africa, where he would confront the enigma of sleeping sickness, began far from the sprawling savannas and dense forests of the continent. Born in 1855 in Melbourne, Australia, to Scottish parents, Bruce's early life was marked by travel and transition. His family returned to Scotland during his childhood, setting the stage for a life driven by curiosity and exploration. Bruce's fascination with the natural world and medicine became evident during his youth in Scotland. He pursued a medical education, immersing himself in the worlds of pathology, bacteriology, and microscopy. His studies were not just an academic pursuit, they were passion, a quest to understand the microscopic mysteries that lay hidden from the naked eye. After completing his education, Bruce joined the British Army as a surgeon, a decision that would steer his life towards uncharted territories. His military career took him to various British colonies, exposing him to a diversity of cultures and medical challenges. It was during these formative years that Bruce developed a keen interest in tropical diseases, a field still in its infancy. In 1894, Bruce was dispatched to Zululand on a mission to investigate an outbreak of a mysterious disease among cattle known as Nagana. It was here that Bruce first encountered the tsetse fly, identifying it as a vector of the disease. This discovery was not just a scientific triumph, but also a personal revelation, drawing Bruce deeper into the complex interplay between parasites, vectors, and hosts. His work with Nagana was just the beginning. The sleeping sickness, a human affliction similar to Nagana, was ravaging parts of Africa at that same time. The colonial authorities, grappling with this epidemic, turned to David, whose experience with Nagana made him a prime candidate to study this perplexing disease. The sleeping sickness, or African trypanosomiasis, was a malady steeped in history and mystery at the same time. This sickness left its victims in a state of extreme lethargy, leading to a deep, unnerving sleep from which many never awoke. According to local folklore, it was a curse from the gods. Some viewed it as a punishment for disturbing the sacred balance of nature, others as a spectral force that descended upon the people, stealing away their vitality and spirit. When Bruce journeyed through the African landscape, he encountered scenes that seemed torn from the pages of a somber fairy tale. The local people lay motionless, their lives suspended in a twilight sleep, their communities gripped by fear and uncertainty. The whispering death crept silently into the lives of its victims, leaving these frightened communities in despair and desolation. As he delved further into his research, David found himself in the midst of African mystique and folklore, entwined with the grim reality of the sleeping sickness. His journey led him to confront the ancient legends and eerie tales that had been whispered across the generations in the heart of Africa. It was a world where the line between the physical and the spiritual was indistinct. The sleeping sickness was not just a medical condition to the local tribes, it was an affliction steeped very deeply in the supernatural lore and enigmatic narratives. One of the most haunting legends that Bruce heard was from the elders of a village along the banks of the Congo River. They spoke of the Nightwalkers, spectral entities believed to roam the jungles at night. According to the legend, these Nightwalkers were restless spirits of the ancestors, and anyone they touched would be struck by a deep, unnatural sleep, a slumber from which their souls might never awaken. This sleep, they said, was the body's way of battling the intrusion of these ethereal beings. Another tale came from a village near Lake Victoria. The villagers there believed in a malevolent spirit they called Mzimu wa Usingizi, the spirit of sleep. It was said that this spirit was angered by the encroachment of humans into the sacred forests. In retribution, the spirit would cast a spell over the intruders, leaving them in a state of perpetual sleep, as a warning to others who dared to violate the sanctity of nature. These legends were not mere stories to the local people, they were deeply ingrained beliefs that shaped their understanding of the disease. Bruce, with his scientific background, listened intently, his mind working to untangle the threads of myth from the reality of the disease. One particularly gripping case that David encountered was that of a young girl named Nia. According to her tribe's shaman, Nia had been visited in her dreams by a water spirit from the nearby river. This spirit, displeased by the broken promises of the villagers, had touched Nia's soul, plunging her into a never-ending sleep as a sign of its displeasure. Nia's condition was emblematic of the disease's mysterious nature, as she displayed all the classic symptoms of sleeping sickness, yet her story was steeped in the mystical. Another fascinating case that intrigued Bruce was that of a young warrior named Kofi. Kofi, once vigorous and strong, was succumbed to an unexplained lethargy. He would sleep for days on end, awakening only to whispers of vivid, haunting dreams that spoke of ancestral spirits and forgotten realms. His condition baffled the local healers, and his tribe feared he was marked by the gods. David approached Kofi's case with a mixture of scientific rigor and deep respect for local beliefs. He meticulously examined Kofi, noting the peculiar symptoms, the fever, the haunting dreams, and the gradual wasting away of his body. David Bruce suspected that Kofi's condition was a key to understanding the broader epidemic. In his makeshift laboratory, under the dim light of a kerosene lamp, David examined blood samples, looking for clues under the lens of his microscope. It was here that he first observed the tiny, writhing parasites, a discovery that would lead him to identify Trypanosoma brucei, the causative agent of the sleeping sickness. Yet, the mystery deepened. David Bruce knew that diseases did not wander freely. They needed a carrier, a vector. His investigation led him to the ubiquitous tsetse fly, a constant presence in the African wilds. David hypothesized that this insect was the missing link, the carrier of the deadly parasite. Kofi's case was a turning point in Bruce's research. As he administered newly developed treatments, he watched Kofi slowly recover, emerging from the depths of his mysterious slumber. Kofi's recovery was not just a medical triumph, but also a bridge between Bruce's scientific approach and the local understanding of the disease. David was fascinated by how these tales intertwined with the symptoms of the disease. The hallucinations and disorientation experienced by the sufferers were often interpreted as interactions with the spirit world. This blending of physical symptoms with spiritual explanations presented a unique challenge to Bruce, who sought to understand the disease from both a medical and a cultural perspective. In his efforts to study the sleeping sickness, David Bruce showed great respect for these local beliefs. He understood that these legends were not mere superstitions, but a vital part of the community's attempt to make sense of a terrifying and little understood illness. This respect helped him build trust with the local people, who were essential in his quest to gather information and samples for his research. David Bruce's encounter with these African legends of sleeping sickness provided a profound depth to his understanding of the disease. They were a reminder that in the realm of unknown illnesses, the fears and beliefs of those afflicted are as important as the physical symptoms. These legends were not obstacles to his research, but windows into the lives and minds of the people he was striving to help. David's journey was more than a tale of medical discovery. It was a narrative of cultural understanding and mutual respect. He walked a delicate line, balancing the skepticism of his scientific peers with the deeply rooted beliefs of the African communities. Bruce's journey through the land of shadows and spirits, of night walkers and the Mzimu wa Usungizi, was an exploration into the heart of human belief and the mysteries that shroud our existence. His legacy is not only that of a scientist who helped unravel a medical mystery, but also of a man who investigated the delicate balance between the tangible and the spectral, bringing light to the shadows of the African sleeping sickness. In the end, David's work finally shed light on the dark mystery of the sleeping sickness. He unveiled the role of the tsetse fly, leading to groundbreaking strategies in disease control and management. His discoveries reverberated through the annals of medical science, bringing hope to a land long shadowed by the whispering death. But beyond the accolades of scientific achievements, Bruce's story is a poignant reminder of the complex tapestry of human knowledge. It is a tale of a man who ventured into the unknown, respecting and learning from the wisdom of local traditions, and in doing so, uncovered truths that bridged the worlds and cultures. In the heart of Africa, where the whispering death once roamed unchecked, David Bruce left a legacy of understanding and empathy, a testament to the power of science when wielded with respect for the mysteries of the natural world and the lore of ancient cultures. His journey, a dance of light and shadow, remains a beacon of hope and discovery in the unending quest to understand the complexities of life and disease. As the shadows of the African sleeping sickness recede under the light of scientific discovery, thanks to the relentless efforts of David Bruce, we turn our gaze from the depth of historical enigmas to a modern-day mystery that emerges in the digital age. This shift takes us from the ancient landscapes of Africa to the cryptic cyberspace, where the boundaries of knowledge are constantly being rewritten. In our next narrative, we will explore the baffling world of Cicada 3301, a mystery that unfolds not in the physical realms of nature or culture, but in the vast, uncharted expanses of the internet. This intriguing puzzle, appearing first in 2012, captured the imagination of cryptographers, tech enthusiasts, and conspiracy theorists alike. Cicada 3301, named after the elusive insect known for its cryptic songs and life cycle mysteries, presents a riddle wrapped in layers of digital and real-world puzzles. It challenges the brightest minds to unlock the secrets hidden in complex codes and enigmatic imagery, much like how David Bruce deciphered the secrets of the sleeping sickness. Join us as we delve into this digital labyrinth where each clue leads us deeper into a world of secret societies, advanced cryptography, and philosophical questions. Together, we'll attempt to unravel the motives and identities behind Cicada 3301. From the tangible mysteries of nature to the abstract puzzles of the digital era, our mystery quest continues. Subscribe to the channel and journey with us into the heart of this modern enigma.